So can we have some blitz tournaments?
We are almost having Blitz tournament. I don't suggest for L4. You can always play. See those other common arena that I create. They are almost like Blitz, right? So that is what.
No, sir,
But
not like blitz, not Swiss.
not Swiss. Even the open common in the mornings weekend. What I create is like 7+3, etc. Right? Or sometimes. So that is like Blitz. But you don't want shorter time controls. I don't purposely don't want to, because I'm sure at other places you will play whenever you play on chess.com or other tournaments that you play apart from my created, you will mostly play Blitz. I want you to take time to think and try and improve. That is why I give more time actually for L4, L3 and L4.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So something will be in the arena, something like arena streets. What is that?
Arena streaks is when you get extra points for continuously winning. If you win 2 games, 3 games, 4 games in a row, after 2 games in a row, if you keep winning more and more in a streak, then you get, instead of 2 points, you get 4 points. That is the streak.
Oh.
Okay. Winning streak. It is like saying continuously you are winning, right? That is what is the thing. And what is Berserk? Berserk is you don't take any incremental time, and whatever is the normal time, you take half the time and then you play. So that is like betting.
But excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
So in one match, in some weeks ago in the mornings, and you kept bucks.
Yeah. I kept Berserk because I kept 10+5 or something. I kept it, and then I kept it Berserk optional.
Yes, sir. That time, many matches I won, but more matches some matches I didn't get 4 points or 3 points.
Yeah, because if you play Berserk and if you don't win, then obviously you are not, right?
No, sir. I took Berserk and I even won, sir. But one game, I have got only 2 points. Is there any logic behind that?
I don't know. I will have to go back and check.
It has to be more than like 10 moves.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
No, sir. It was like 27 moves, I think.
I don't know. I think we'll have to go back and check, but I'm sure that the rules are okay. Here, what do you call? So here, white has almost, see, the black king is stuck in the middle of the board, no place to go anywhere, right? White was threatening to come to g5. After that, it would have been curtain. So black played f6 here, and now white plays queen to f4. Okay, so what is the threat now? Multiple threats. Bishop to e7 is a threat, because after that king will have to come to e8, and then you will get a discovery, right? You will get a discovered attack. It will be a possibility. Then you also have, if rook comes to e8 to prevent the bishop coming to e7 check, then in fact you lose the game completely, because then if rook to e8, then bishop to c7 check, forcing the queen to take it, and then rook takes rook on e8. So king will have to be diverted. King will be diverted to kill the e1 e8 rook, and then queen on c7 will be lost, right? So
he's forced to capture that rook.
Yeah, correct. There is no other option. So with this, basically, and anything else, see, the blacks other rook on and bishop are stuck permanently. They are there, but they are there in bank deposit. They are not playing anything, right? So it is like just putting them in for next game use, not this game, right? That is what is. So even though white has sacrificed, but white is still having more force in the game, because black is effectively having only queen moving about and everything else is passive, and white has got his bishop, rook and queen, both, all three of them are. So this is an interesting game, but remember the exact move why this game was studied is, at this point of time, if white had retreated the bishop, then it would have been probably another normal game or something, because the moment white retreats the bishop, black would have castled, right? And if the black castles, then I think it is almost the attack is gone, because next time the move d5 is coming, after that bishop is also getting open. But here bishop to d6 was a brilliant sacrifice, because offering the other bishop, and then after that getting.
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah.
Can you go a move behind? Yes. Instead of playing bishop d6. He could even bring his queen to d2. No, some afterwards he could pin the queen also by bringing the rook to e1.
Yeah. So what will happen is the moment you play queen to d2, okay, black will play castle. Black will play castle. Okay. Now your black king. Now there is no threat on the e file. Okay. Even if you play rook to e1, queen will move away. Queen will move away, and still your bishop is attacked. So you have to defend the bishop, and the moment to defend the bishop, next move black will play d5, and the moment black plays d5, then the c8 bishop gets opened, and then there is no problem for black. Okay, still you will have some attack, but it is not like this, right? See, but so that's why there is no much thing. So you can't play queen d2 here. Black will castle. Okay. In fact, my move here is that bishop f4 also. I was saying that okay, sacrifice the pawn, but castle first. It is important to castle and then play d6 or d5. Right, but black tried to save everything, and then white sacrificed this. So this is the okay. We will see the last example before we go. Again, it is a small game, not game. It is a fragment. But what is the thing we will see here? What is the thing here? Yeah, that is why this section is called as blockade. While most of them were encirclement, but there were also a couple of examples of blockade. So here, what is white to play?
I think I've got it. I think I've got it, sir. Can I say?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. e5 must be better. Should be better actually.
Yeah.
Followed by king e6 actually.
So if black does not take the pawn, then what happens?
Then even you, then if he plays something other move, then you still push your pawn.
Yeah, push your pawn.
Yeah, if black does not take.
Yeah. Then there is a danger because there is no easy way for you to blockade that pawn, right? Yeah, actually what happens is, even if you don't take the pawn, then the only move that actually you have to move is bishop to b7. Sorry, bishop to b2, because you should be able to come to a3 to prevent it at least on e7 square. Otherwise the pawn is running down, right? So you can't really do anything. So if you play bishop to b2 now, white will still push the pawn to e6. Bishop will go to a3 to prevent it, but then king will come to f6. And then anyway, you will have to sacrifice the bishop on for the pawn on e7. And after that, the white king is very near the black's pawn. Black king is away, so that is why white will win it. So either way, you have to do it. But here itself, black sacrifices the bishop, and now king to e6, not king to takes e5.
Why not take?
We'll see it. Because the bishop itself acts as a, we have to see this actually in this one. Where is the, see, the key point is that the pawn on a7 cannot be defended. So white is just going after the a7 pawn. If the bishop was not here, then see what would have happened is, the moment white captures the pawn on a7, black king would have landed on c7 and would have not allowed the king to come out of the a file. But now because the bishop is there, okay, so yep, so king to f5, king to,
It's very easy win from here.
see here, that's what one move. If black is only reaching d7, if black had reached c7, then white could not have won, because the king would not have come out of the a file. If king goes to a8, black king would have gone to c8. Okay, and if king, so there is no way, but because it is like this, now the king can come to b7. And now it is very easy. So whole thing, we have to see this actually. So this looks like a game, actual game. So why was this not possible? I think we have to check it out. Was this not possible if
Sir,
yeah,
if black didn't need to kill the black pawn. Why did he need to kill the black pawn?
because if he does not kill it, then it is again what happens is
No, I mean the pawn on B6. That he didn't need to kill.
B6.
Black king would be.
B6 he never needs to kill because his pawn on
Yeah.
B6 is there. So he is not bothered about killing the B6 pawn. A7 pawn is what he's bothered about killing. But see, what happens is what you have to see. If king had taken this bishop, okay,
Yeah.
then the situation is different. Imagine if white king had killed the bishop, then black king plays to G3. King goes to D6, black king comes to F4. White king goes to C7, black king comes to E5. White king goes to B8, black king goes to D6, and white king kills the A7 pawn, black king reaches C7. And the moment black king reaches C7, then it's a draw, right? So that is the reason why,
Sir,
yeah.
what if except going to B, except going to B8, why couldn't the white king go to B7?
Okay. I will show it.
He did go to B7, he never went to B8.
Yeah, I will show it to you so that you will understand. King is on F5, pawn is on E4, right? So let me put this position on the board. Let us put this position. King is on H2. So tools. Let me get this. Clear board. Black pawn on A7 and B6. White pawn on E4, A6 and this one. Black bishop on A1. Black king on H2 and white king on F5. This was the position and white to play. Okay, so let us just very quickly see this. Okay, what is the first thing that
Bishop
you
captures.
Huh?
Bishop captures the
bishop
E5.
captures? You see, first thing to remember is if king goes here is the move, but if king captures here,
I think that's a draw.
then it's a
If
unfortunate.
black doesn't do any mistake.
Can white do anything? He has to first kill the A7 pawn only, right?
Yeah, sir, but can't black get its king? Can't black get its king? Sorry, can't white get its king to B7?
Yeah, you can get it.
Yeah, but that's
Huh? Finally, you have to kill the pawn on A7, right? Before that, you cannot kill the pawn on B6. And unless you kill the pawn on A7, the pawn cannot queen. So you will have to kill. The moment you kill, then king goes to C7. Now,
wait.
this pawn is blocked, the other pawn is blocked. King goes here. Even if black king also goes here. So if you come here,
In this case, if white have
even if you push the pawn, it does not help.
it's
Yeah.
a stalemate.
It's a stalemate, not a right. So that is the reason why. Okay, now the only other thing black could have done except for killing the pawn was this, right? If he did not want to kill the pawn, then he has to move this, because what happens is white is moving this now. Unless now you cannot prevent by going it here, the pawn is going to queen it, so you have to go to bishop to A3. Even then,
Sir, if the pawn, we have to push the pawn, let the bishop capture.
yeah, correct. So bishop will go here maybe, but you will push it. But now this is a very easy win because now the king is far away.
It is so far.
I mean, not too far away. I think it is. No, it is still not. It is not.
Yeah, it can make it.
Yeah, it can still make it. So,
Also, white have to not capture the.
but if white had not captured, let us just check. No. There is another thing for white. Not this. So what white should do? White should play king to E5. Now,
Bishop.
So we could leave that pawn alone and
Yeah,
then
leave
leave
that
the
pawn
pawn
alone. Leave that pawn alone.
And
And
then now you can get.
yeah,
now you
I will try and go here now. Okay, and try to win this pawn here. Now if you try to come
No,
here,
it's not possible, sir. The strong king is too far. Let the black capture the pawn.
see, you are far away, right? You are far away.
Sneaky way.
Let's go
White
back. Go
is
back. What if the
sneaky.
bishop does not? So here bishop here, then a6, bishop a3 is compulsory, and now immediately we say king to e5. Let the bishop not, let the king start approaching now. It's
Yeah, so the king comes.
let the king start approaching
Then
now itself.
Yeah, then the king is in front.
Now you see here. Now
no, sir.
King can't make it in time.
No,
see,
sir.
if king goes here, see, that is the trick. If king goes
Push the
here,
pawn.
momentarily you are
Yes,
blocking the
same.
bishop.
I'm saying.
Yeah.
Now I will push this pawn.
Yeah.
Now if you take it, now your king is away, and I will
Yeah.
take this, and now you come. And if you
Yeah.
don't take it, right, then
Then
the pawn is
don't-
coming. Even if you come here, then also I'm queening the pawn here. In fact, I don't even need to queen the pawn here right now. The moment if you come, even if your king comes here, I will take this. Now, what is the option? If you take this pawn, then my king is out and my pawn is queening. If you try to block my king, then this pawn is queening. Right? So now we have seen this. Why it is. So
Yeah.
why black was forced to capture the pawn. There was no other way. Right? But like this, you have to analyze. Sometimes in the chess king here, they would have only given the main thing, but you would have to explore it like this and see why it is. So you have to just check out what are the ideas. Okay, so now you see the blocking idea is two ways. One is this king blocking this bishop on a3 to d7 diagonal is a hidden thing that we discovered it while checking. But the other way is that the bishop is on e5 is blocking the king entry into, that is also another block.
A single mistake by white makes a draw.
Yeah, exactly. And that is what it is there in most of the times at master level games. Very small mistake sometimes is what decides. In our games, we make so many mistakes, right?
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Fine. So I think now we have come to this position. Now let us look at the two positions for analysis. I think a training class 4 position series. Were we at 15, right? Yeah, we were at 15. I think this position and next position we had seen it last week. So let me go this. This we had seen it. Knight to e7 turned out to be a very big move. And then we had seen this one was also, what was the move? I think rook to b8 followed by. Okay, so we will see it number 59. Number 59. White to move.
So queen f8.
Yeah. See, I think you have to. What is the thing is that again, this is a decoy. This is a decoy tactic. If you see, the pawn on f6 is a very strong pawn. It is controlling the g7 and the e7 squares. Now, and back rank is weak. So if the king were to be on somewhere on f8, right, then the pawn is ideally placed because the pawn is on f6 controlling both the squares on the front, and then any back rank check would have been a mate. But currently the king is on g8, not on f8, and so because it is on g8, if you simply give a check, it can go to h7, and after h7 there is no easy way for you to checkmate. So, but white has got a queen and a rook battery. So what does white queen do? Queen goes to f8, sacrifice itself and forces the king to come to f8. So queen f8, king takes f8 is the only move. If king goes to h7, then queen will go to g7 and checkmate. Right? So when queen is on f8, you have to take the queen, and then rook to a8 check. Now you first sacrifice the queen, then the rook, then the bishop, whatever it is. No, queen, then the bishop, then the rook. Doesn't matter. It is still it's a back rank checkmate after sacrificing everything. You can't prevent it. Yeah. So queen f8 is the move. Queen f8. It is a decoy. Good. I think the back rank and the pawn on f6, right? Sometimes it is on g6 and it blocks the king. Sometimes now this time it is on f6. So you have to visualize it that. Okay. Fine. Next position number 60 is an interesting position. White to move.
So
I know.
B6.
Can I say
Rook to B6.
rook to b6? If
Huh?
the king moves to a8, knight
Then
checks
knight
knight checks to
C7.
c7, and
Yeah.
the king goes to c8. Knight goes to a7. Queen is lost, sir, and
Yeah.
it's an easy win for white.
Correct. I think absolutely right. I think the key pattern to note is that, see, the knight and rook have got a very combination pattern. There are some patterns that you have to look at it. So the knight like this, it is there, and it is controlling the a7 and the c7 square. So if the rook gives a check in between through that middle line, it gives a check. King cannot come on. King has to go to the side only. And wherever the king goes to the side, one square this side or that side, the knight is again within a checking distance. Knight can move one square and give one move, and it can again give a check. This pattern happens, and it has got a lot of significance because this can be exploited in certain ways. So here, because the queen is directly in front of the thing, so it is like you are getting a forced discovery check. You are getting it after rook to b6.
Sir,
Yeah.
like this only position was there. I think black was having some pawns extra. I saw in Abhinav chess arena, sir.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yes, sir. I don't remember who's something. So much big names, sir. It's very difficult to pronounce. I don't remember.
Yeah. That's okay. Cool. So this pattern, you remember it. Good. So I think fine. So that is it. What is the time? We are already past 9. So yeah, I think it is also high time this one. So correct. Okay. So we are done. I'm going to stop the recording.